What's going on, guys? Cover 3 Media back here with a brand new video. We got our 150 we've been hyping up. It's finally here. We're ready to talk about Dynasty, PPR, Superflex, and IDP, our top 150 players combined from all of our rankings. I hope you guys have been checking out our past videos. We have some IDP up videos, future fantasy. You better hop on and get ready with that. And we also have a great video of some buys and sells. Got some controversial takes at the end with Cam Akers. We'll see what happens. But let's dive into it. Please, support us. We're trying to grow this great community in Cover 3 Media. We got our link tree in the bio. Check out our Instagram. Check out our TikTok. And yeah, let's get started with our top 150. You ready?
Adam the Man is still Froka.
I just gotta say, Dev, you missed one thing. Cover 3 Media, we got you covered for everything fantasy. Top 150. Start at November 150. Melvin Gordon from Wisconsin himself.
Turn up.
Melvin Gordon, I like him. But, I think we all know he's on the way out with Javonte Williams there with the Broncos. Next up, we got our first IDP guy, linebacker, Cole Holcomb.
Yep.
He's a decent option for IDP. Ryan Tannehill, 148. Miles Sanders, 147. Miles Sanders, I think you guys know my opinion on him if you checked out the past video. Kenny G, I think he's taken over. Kenny G, he can carry the load. Ryan May, that one's for you.
Kenny G is 151, by the way, so they're very close.
Yeah, watch out for Kenny G. He's in our buy-sell video. Go check it out for some other insights. 146, Adam Thielen. This guy, the red zone man for Kirk Cousins. He seems always real in touchdowns. Don't like him because I got Justin Jefferson in my biggest dynasty league. You got to give him respect. 146. 145, Jahan Dotson with the Washington Commanders. I personally like the name. I like Jahan Dotson. Pretty good rookie selection there at 145. 14th round, middle of the 14th round. George Pickens right above him. Christian, I think you got to say something about this guy.
What is there to say other than this guy's a dog? You saw him on draft night. You don't sit in your living room looking at the TV like this the whole time. You are one thing. You're either absolutely garbage or you're absolutely a bucket. And this guy, if you've seen him at training camp, he's a buck and a half. Watch out for George Pickens. He taking over. If you got Deontay, watch out.
143, Davy Jones Mills. My roommate actually told me about this guy. Look, this guy's neck. Look at his neck, dude. He can carry an offense. He's got the strength. That guy, check it out. I think it's a little bit absurd.
It's a big neck.
Seems like he's keeping a lot of things in his locker, that's for sure.
But hey,
Maybe a Kraken.
Yeah,
for the Kraken King.
This guy, he's got good legs. He can take care of it, running the ball, and he's a rookie last year. Not a bad season, nothing special. But Houston Texans, they got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Davis Mills, definitely a good late round, super flex option. Next up, we got Noah Fant. I feel like Noah Fant's kind of been not taking care of it. People have been so high on him, but what have we seen so far? So that's why he's 142. Can't put him over a lot of tight ends. 141, Bobby Wagner. This guy, he's tried and true. He's been putting up numbers for fantasy every single season, getting all those tackles. I know he's on a new team now, but I still think he'll get the job done considering how dominant he's been.
His role will be the same. It's not going to change. He's going to get tackles. He's going to get points. That's what you need.
You'll get production for a few more years.
Certainly.
All right, next we got a 140 Christian Kirk. Signed a way too big of a deal for his talent for receiver. I like Kirk. I do. He had a really good season last year, but he's not a receiver one money. But the thing is, he is a receiver one in Jacksonville. That'll be interesting to watch. I love his upside. Next we got James Cook. Not that high on him. He's got the potential to be a solid PPR receiving back because, the Bills are a good ass offense, so we'll see.
The one thing I will say about James Cook, sorry for cutting you off. What I don't like is pre-NFL draft. Obviously, situation matters, but pre-NFL draft, people really weren't talking about James Cook. Like, yeah, he's got receiving upside, but I don't see him anywhere above like 8, maybe 9. That's what I was seeing in a lot of videos. A lot of people talking about James Cook in that range. He gets drafted to the Bills. Yeah, it's a decent situation. He's still got competition there.
Yeah.
He's no guaranteed Breece Hall, who's taken over from day one.
Well, Devin Singletary went crazy in the playoffs.
Exactly.
We don't know how much he would have done in the last 2 rounds had the Bills won the coin flip. Like, at the end of the day,
we will say too.
he had 2 touchdowns that game. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
From past experience of drafting this guy number 1 a couple years ago, it smells a little bit like Clyde to me. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, look what happened with Zach Moss. They invested a 3rd or 4th, I believe it was a 3rd round pick for Zach Moss, and he was supposed to take over, but he didn't do it. And I don't think James Cook is much different than Zach Moss in this situation. I think people are overrating this guy, so I agree with the 139.
Yeah, next we got the veteran MT at 138. Dude hasn't played in like 2.5 years. They got some receiving competition too with Olave and Juice Jarvis-Landry, so I'm not as big on him. He's talented, but dude's gonna get hurt, let's just be honest.
yeah, Michael Thomas is on his way out of this league.
Yeah.
Sad, but true.
He got his money and he's happy, that's all he cares about probably. So next we got Xavier McKinney at 137, Adam's fucking boy. Had a really good second season at DB, I expect it to continue. Next, guy we were just talking about, Devin Singletary. We expect him still to lead the Bills running back situation, and he's going to have a lot of opportunities to score in that dynamic offense. Next, Patrick Queen. So talented, but had a pretty ugh season last year, if I put it that way. He's solid, but it's kind of scary he could get cut next year, possibly. Next, we got Kareem Hunt. Him and Chubb are going to be running through that offense, especially if Watson gets suspended. So Hunt, I don't know. I like him, but it's just like it's questionable. He's getting older. Next, Gesicki, very good tight end. Tua's going to be looking his way because Tua, his deep ball's so good. So, we'll see what happens with that. But I like Gesicki. He's a solid tight end. Next, we got Brandin Cooks at 132. Brandin Cooks has been a 1,000-yard receiver, I'm pretty sure, every year in his damn career. You can fact check me on that, but he's the number 1 guy in Houston still, and Mills has a connection with them. So I still like Cooks as a really solid number 2 or 3 receiver on your fantasy team this year.
As long as he doesn't get concussed, he usually is a productive wide receiver. So watch out for Brandin Cooks.
And then next at 131, we got Damien Harris. Had a big touchdown season last year, but expect that to decline. Ramondre Stevenson is coming for that job. But he's still going to get his touches, so he's still, a solid, RB3 maybe.
Yeah, I mean, Ramondre Stevenson, even though he was drafted in the 7th round, this guy's still a tank. I mean, he was putting up some good highlights in college, and he definitely showed some stints last year, some plays where I was like, man, this guy is serious. So
right, and not to mention they drafted Pierre Strong, a deep sleeper in that draft that I liked. He's got skills, South Dakota State. He's a great back. Might not be the best situation, might be one of the best. The Patriots build, try, and go through running backs like a pimp on Broadway. So
yeah, right. They like their deep running back depth chart there. I mean, they'll have guys for every situation, like the year with LeGarrette Blount. He was their touchdown guy. I mean, that's what they do. So be careful with that, Damien Harris.
Yeah, for sure. Coming in at 130. We got JuJu on that beat, Smith-Schuster. The boy, he might not be making as many TikToks. He might be making more with Jackson Mahomes. Who knows? But I'll tell you one thing for sure. If you got Mahomes at QB, you're going to be productive. JuJu, he's not a wide receiver 1. He's been given the chance to be a wide receiver 1. He can't be the main target on a team. But he is one of, if not the best option in the NFL to be your second wide receiver on the team. And with Skyy Moore on the outside and Travis Kelce just being an absolute monster, being that second option, I could see JuJu flourishing in Kansas City. So watch out for JuJu. He's going to get the receptions. He's going to be playing between the lines, and his yards after catch is still elite. Coming in at 129, we got Jessie Bates, one of those D-backs that is at a younger age on a flourishing defense in Cincinnati, and he is just one of the best in the league you can have. He's going to get tackles. He's got interception upside, and at the end of the day, that's what you need out of your D-backs. He's going to be productive, and like we said, this is IDP. You got to watch out. D-backs are important, and he's one of the best out there. At 128, we got Tom Brady. Now, I get it. People are like, this is the GOAT. He just had one of his best seasons ever in fantasy. Why is he 128? Because this guy's got another season left. He just retired once. He's probably going to retire again next year. Will he come back? I don't know. I can't tell you. I'm not Tom Brady. But what I can tell you, is he ain't lasting another 6-7 years, and this is a dynasty draft. Dynasty means you go young. Tom Brady's 44. All right, he is a value pick. He's gonna. If you have a young QB that's questionable, you want to wait on maybe like a Tua, maybe like a Kenny Pickett or something like that, and you're unsure and you want a safety valve. Get Tom fucking Brady. He's gonna put up points, and you're gonna be proud at the top of your leaderboard in your leagues that you had Tom Brady on your team. 127. We got Hunter Renfrow. Now I get it. They just picked up Devontae. They got Darren Waller ready. Is there enough passes to go around? Josh Jacobs going to be used more in the passing game. I see this just opening up their offense more, getting them open more between the lines. At the end of the day, they're going to be guarding Devontae a lot more. Going to be guarding Darren Waller in the red zone a lot more. Hunter Renfrow might be able to sneak around and have a few more extra touchdowns this year with an open field. That 126, we got a young linebacker in Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. All right.
Good job.
I'm pretty impressed I pronounced that. We call him Jock. J-O-K.
Jack.
He's going to get tackles. He's got sack potential. He's got interception potential. He's one of the best young linebackers out there for Dynasty and IDP. You got to be ready for Jock out there.
Yeah.
For sure. At 125, mentioned him earlier, we got Kenny Pickett. Now, my guy Mitch Trubisky's out there. And you know what? The fact that that's a question on who's going to start, Kenny Pickett can't be any higher. He was the first QB off the board. Mad respect. Pittsburgh guy. A whole and true. Likes to fake slide. Maybe fake slides and DMs too. Maybe that works for him. Maybe it's the flow. I don't know. But what I can tell you is he's an unpredictable fantasy amount. He's got high potential and he's got a low floor.
Yeah.
Be careful with Kenny Pickett. 125. That's a great value for Kenny Pickett.
Looks like Morgan Wallen, but don't trust him.
Hey, listen. Morgan Wallen don't trust the Broadway girls. Well, you're a fantasy guy. Don't trust Kenny Pickett straight up. You better get a safety valve like Tom Brady right underneath. That's all I got to say. 124. We got these guys, one of their favorites, but I'm just going to say it straight up. I knew he was going to be good first. Okay? And it hurt my heart when the Green Bay Packers took him. Rashan Gary. He's one of the best pass rushers in the league. I saw it happening since the freshman year of college. I'm graduated now, okay? I know this guy. And he had to go to the Green Bay Packers. Am I upset about it? Clearly. But, I mean, there's not much more to say other than the fact that he's just going to be one of the best pass rushers in the league. Defensive line, he's got the linebacker tag underneath him as well. That's valuable. We talked about that in our last IDP video. We all know how much we love Rashan Gary.
Oh, yeah.
123, we got Tony Pollard. Now, some people might be looking at this going, why is he so low? We can't just pass on Ezekiel Elliott until he has actually passed the torch. Jerry Jones just said the offense is going to be run through Zeke today.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean that it might be a little too much for him, the workload and injury? Yeah. If you want to play the predict an injury game, go right ahead. Play God. But guess what? That doesn't work in fantasy. You can guess, but at the end of the day, Tony Pollard, we take him at the production that we know he's going to have and add a little potential on top of it. I think this is a good spot for him. We know he's going to be getting touches. We know he's got that potential. But at the end of the day, this is Dynasty, right? 2 or 3 years from now, Zeke might be gone, but you think Tony Pollard's going to be there too? He's only a year younger. He's been there the whole time. They're probably going to draft someone. Bijan Robinson's a big Texas football guy. They get a high pick next year. I would look out for them taking him for all you know.
Pollard's a free agent after the year too, I'm pretty sure.
Exactly. So I would be careful on Tony Pollard getting too high on him. Some people are drafting him too high. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. Take a chance on him, but don't have high expectations either. Mm-hmm. Next, 122, Chris Olave, the wideout rookie down in New Orleans. Pretty simple. We thought he was a pretty solid wide receiver. Did he wow me? No. Did he make me go, I need this guy first? No. But his situation's great. He's going to be learning from two vets and Michael Thomas and Jarvis Landry. And at the end of the day, he is a solid wideout. Jameis Winston likes to air out the football. He's going to get touches.
Certainly, guys. If you draft him number one in your rookie draft, I don't know if you should be doing Dynasty. I really don't. There are too many guys who should be going above Chris Olave. So,
who do you know that took him one?
I'm just saying, if you took him one.
Oh, I do. He's in a
You know
different...
somebody?
Yeah. Shout out Gabe, whoever you're at, if you ever watch this. Yeah, one of my fantasy football leagues, Dynasty. If I had the second pick, I would be jumping for joy if Chris Olave went one. Brother, you could have traded back 7 spots and took him still.
Let's just say
8 spots
whoever
probably.
was in the 2 and 3 spot, they just got an absolute gift. A gift from heaven.
Yeah.
That's what you like to see.
Everybody got a gift from heaven. They just got an extra pick up.
Yeah, I
It's
guess
like
I
this
did.
guy just pissed away his pick. Value. He pissed away so much value. ADP. Think about it, you guys.
Yeah.
If you like Chris Olave the best, fine. But no one else does. So trade back. Simple.
Very
Even
simple.
if he happens to be the best player out of this draft, which I don't think is going to happen.
It's not. It's not.
Still,
I'll say
he
it.
could have still gotten value out of trading back 5 picks.
Exactly. Even if it's an extra 3rd round pick, I would have been like, you know what? Okay, fine. Good move.
It's always about value, guys. It's always about value.
All about the value.
He'll learn his lesson when he sucks this year.
Speaking of value, 121, we got Allen Robinson going over to the Los Angeles Rams, the Super Bowl champs. We saw OBJ flourish. We saw Allen Robinson last year absolutely be terrible. I mean, Matt Nagy's your head coach running an offense. What do you expect? He's the worst coach I've ever seen run an offense and play call.
Love
Oh
it.
my goodness.
Love it.
Ruined Mitch Trubisky's career. Completely convinced. Almost ruined Justin Fields. Hopefully Justin Fields has like a chance if he, fixes his release time. We'll talk about that later. But let me tell you one thing.
More than
Allen Robinson on the outside, the Cooper Kupp running in the middle. Matthew Stafford is like a kid in a candy store. And he's just going to be throwing footballs right their way. So watch out for Allen Robinson. That's a value pick right there.
Yes.
Yeah, I love A-Rod. All right, coming in at 120 is Kyle Hamilton, an absolute beast. Could argue the best defense player coming into the draft last year. I like his upside. Christian, you want to add something about Hamilton? I know you love him.
I mean, I've seen this guy. He's an athletic monster. You have him playing safety. The Ravens have already had historically great safeties, especially fantasy-wise. Heck, even Marlon Humphrey, a corner, was somehow productive in fantasy. Kyle Hamilton, with his skill set, his athleticism, he is easily going to be the best defensive pick. And you know what? I'm willing to say that. It's like when you have an elite tight end, in fantasy, it's a positional advantage. It is the same thing when you have elite D-backs. To an extent, like we said, having the linebacker, defensive linemen, the edge rushers are a big deal. Having an elite D-back is just as big deal. And Kyle Hamilton, for years, I got him in our fantasy draft. I took him early in the 2nd round. And I have zero regrets. I can't wait to never have to worry about my D-back situation again because I got Kyle Hamilton running it.
Hell yeah, great pick. Next we got Devin Lloyd. If you watch our IDP video, on our channel that we already posted, I absolutely love this guy. Has some Micah Parsons in him, and I think he's going to run wild in Jacksonville, especially because they'll suck, so he'll be on the field more. Next we got Brandon Aiyuk. Aiyuk's been just a mess. I love the guy's talent, but didn't see any improvement really this season. He's kind of been in Shanahan's doghouse, but I've seen some reports that with Lance's deep ball, if it's good, he might take advantage of that. So we'll see. We got Debo and Kittle there, so it's a different story.
Yeah, Aiyuk, sophomore slump kind of year, but he definitely has the talent.
Yeah.
And, I do think him and Debo are kind of similar players, but Debo is just better.
Yeah.
But hell, other side of the field, I think he can take care of business going forward.
He's definitely a good upside pick. Like, he could be really good. Like, I still like his talent, like Adam said, but we don't know what's going to happen there.
Right. And at this point in the draft, like, this is a good value for a guy like that.
Yeah.
You've already got, what is this, round 11? You've already got 10 guys. So for some of you, that's going to be close to your starting lineup, if not your starting lineup already filled. This guy might be a guy to stash on the bench with upside.
Yeah, definitely. Next, we got Aidan Hutchinson, 2nd pick by the Lions. Again, watch the IDP video. Got great insight there, future fantasy, but I love his situation in Detroit. I see a lot of sacks in his future.
Right, and like we said, those edge rushers out of the Big Ten, they succeed in IDP fantasy over and over again. It's just tried and it works.
They got to go against those big linemen that are produced from Wisconsin, Iowa, I think it is, right?
Iowa.
Yes.
They got some dogs.
Northwestern, Sean Slater.
Yeah.
Definitely. Next, we got Minkah Fitzpatrick. Great safety in Pittsburgh. Could arguably be one of the top safeties in the league. Finally put the stats for IDP together this year with tackles. Let's hope he can keep those tackles coming. If not, I don't know. Let's hope. Let's just hope. Next, we got Kayvon Thibodeaux at 115. Fucking beast from Oregon. Went to the Giants. He's going to have a nice little partner in Leonard Williams there. I know Adam loves this guy. You want to add anything?
I just think this guy's a straight dog. You see this guy
Dog
on
alert.
the highlights, and this guy is just vicious.
Oh,
If you know me, I like freaks of nature that are athletic. When I think about a defensive edge rusher, I think of a guy who's just gonna run through guys. Myles Garrett, T.J. Watt. I mean,
JJ back in the day.
yeah. I mean, I like guys who are just gonna steamroll. Kayvon Thibodeaux, he's a dog.
You think he's going to be steamrolling in Cleveland?
We'll see. They're dogs there too, I guess.
Yeah, they technically are.
Yeah, dog. So next at 114, we got another defense player, Antoine Winfield, young buck in Tampa Bay. I love his upside. Let's hope he can do a little more than just tackling and get some nice breakups and maybe get a little sack here and there.
Everyone loves a little sack.
Oh yeah, who doesn't? Who fucking doesn't? Next, we got fucking Isaiah Gucci Simmons at Sam Chadwick rushing. Love the guy's upside. He's a fucking freak of nature. His size, speed, agility, it's all there. Next, we got Jake Harris's favorite boy, Skyy Moore. Skyy Moore, I do like him a lot. He's got a really good situation in KC. His tape says a little bit different. Me and Adam watched a lot, but he is in a really good situation, and there has been some good reports with him and Mahomes. So you definitely got to be interested in the guy. And then to get to 111 here, so we got Kirk Cousins, Zooey Mama. Kirk Cousins, he's been putting up pretty good stats last 2 years for fantasy. He's got JJ, he's got Thielen, he's got Cook, new coach. So we'll see if he can air it out even more for your super flex leagues.
You like that?
Somewhat.
Listen, just a little preface for you guys. The Jake Harris we're talking about, Jake the Snake, he's a guest appearance. He'll come here and there around the square. He's got some opinions, to say the least. So if we mention him, that's what we're talking about. Just refer to him as the Snake.
I like this round. This is a nice round for me. We got 110 Kadarius Toney. This guy is a beast. This guy reminds all of us of Debo, except for he only played 1 season so far. Same deal with Debo. Starting off, the injuries. You always got to worry about the injuries, but when you see a guy with talent like this, you got to hang on to him and you got to hope this guy gets healthy, just like Debo. Debo had some stints of just crazy production, great highlights. Kadarius Toney, same deal. I like this value pick right here. Next up, we got 109, Aaron Donald. This guy gets the job done every season. DT for the Los Angeles Rams. What can't you like about this guy? He puts up consistent stats. I know he's older, but at this rate, he's probably going to be around for another couple of years, at the very least. So
He should have been Super Bowl MVP. Kind of still salty about it. Whatever.
You okay?
Obviously not.
all right, now number 108. One of my favorite receivers coming out of the 2022 NFL draft. Pre-draft. I love this guy. His highlights, the talks of his speed, his stats, and then he just falls into the Packers' lap. I'm just like, yes, this is perfect. This guy, watch his highlights. 6'4", he's a speedster. He's got hands, and he has great run after catch ability.
Yep, the yak.
He's with Aaron Rodgers.
Everyone loves that yak.
So long term, I don't know how long Aaron Rodgers is gonna play. But, at least for a couple seasons, Christian Watson, get himself settled in. I like it a lot. I think he's much better than Skyy Moore. That's why I'm drafting Christian Watson over Skyy Moore any chance I get, any startup I have. If I somehow happen to have Skyy Moore and someone else had Christian Watson, I would be trading those 2 players. 107, we got Foye. This guy, crazy amount of tackles last year, and 190s for total. New team, so we don't know what exactly is going to happen, but even if he got 140, I'd be pleased. I'd be more than pleased.
Oh,
I would be pleased.
You'd be fucking full. Jeez.
Yeah. 106, James Conner. We talked about him in our buy-sell video. Pretty good pick for him, considering he was running back number 5 last year.
Yeah, PPR.
Running back number 5 last year, PPR. If he's even running back 15, this is still a great pick for him.
Pete running back 20, bro. That's a great pick.
Still, exactly. So, his dynasty value looking forward is definitely less than some of the running backs we'll be seeing coming up here, but, great value pick for a couple seasons worth of production. 105, we got Amari Cooper on a new team. Hope to God Deshaun Watson plays for his value this year.
For Amari Cooper's value and for moral reasons, you guys.
Yes. But considering Amari's coming up with age, we want to hopefully get production out of him now because it's starting to fleet. So
yeah, so the last year you'll decline a little bit.
Yeah. So 104, Pat Fryermuth. I like this guy. He produced pretty well with Big Ben. Big Ben's out of the league right now. But they're paired up with a rookie quarterback or Mitch Trubisky. I think it's great for a tight end to have a guy who either one isn't a great quarterback or two is a rookie. I think they always seem to find the targets from those guys.
Mitch Trubisky, when he was actually throwing the football and Matt Nagy was somehow coach of the year that one season where the offense was looking good because he let Mitch be Mitch. Anyways, Zach Miller was one of the best tight ends in the league at the time. And, then he decided to have that, terrible career-ending injury. But watch out for Pat. He went off as a rookie. As a rookie, tight ends don't go off as rookies at second years, sometimes not even his third years. We've been blessed with the likes of Pat Fryermuth and Kyle Pitts. That doesn't happen.
Yeah. In one draft class, especially.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, we got 103, Courtland Sutton. The Broncos just acquired Russ. This guy, Russ, we all know he's got that deep ball. We'd like to see that for any receiver. Devin, I know you know more about Courtland, but you just recently traded him. So
yeah, I do like Courtland Sutton's talent. He has proven that he can put together a pretty good season. I do like the Russ landing, but if you get the right price for him before we even know what's going to happen, who Russ is going to like, I traded him for a 2023 first in this insane class coming up. If you get that offer, I personally would fucking do it. But I like him, but value him correctly.
Preface of that first that you traded to was not a high first.
Correct, yeah.
It was the person's team's pretty solid. It's going to be the back of the draft.
Still, though, for a super flex rookie draft, IDP.
It's still a high amount, but he wasn't trading away, Bijan Robinson or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I'd still take a first for him personally.
Yeah.
Unless you don't have other options, I have other options.
Exactly.
Dallas Goedert, 102. I'm liking the Eagles' offense going forward. This guy is going to be a benefactor of that offensive power going forward. Definitely a great spot to pick. A tight end that's been around the league for a bit. He's had solid production. Good pick, 10th round. 101, Darnell Mooney. Christian Chicago boy over there. Darnell, I've seen stints. I know a lot of people like him a lot, and there's people like me who, I personally, I'm a little bit hesitant for him being a wide receiver one in the league. I think he can really dominate if he's got another guy with him. And most importantly, this guy needs to have a great quarterback to succeed. Fields, we don't know what's going to happen yet, but if he does happen to be really good, Darnell Mooney should be good too. Christian actually just talked about N'Keal Harry. Chicago's acquired N'Keal Harry. Hopefully N'Keal Harry can provide something on the other side. I would like to see that, considering he was one of the best receivers in the 2019 class, probably the best.
Right. Darnell Mooney, he can get open. He gets separation really well. It really comes down to, one, do the Bears fix their offensive line enough for Justin Fields to have time to throw the football? Because this guy's release time is 0.8 seconds. Now, that doesn't sound a lot, right? Except for every single other quarterback in the league on average is between 0.3 and 0.4. So he's taking twice as long to throw the football just with his motion. So he said he was working on it. Hopefully he fixed it. If he didn't, Darnell Mooney's just going to get less passes because he won't get it off. Simple as that.
Right. And again, this is 10th round. We're talking. This is potential. This is definitely like a flex pick or a potential bench pick depending on how you're drafting. Darnell Mooney, I think that's still a pretty decent pick for that range.
He's got high wide receiver 2 upside.
Right. I think we've probably seen the worst of Darnell Mooney's production. Like if he continues to be in the league, I think we've seen the worst of it. So
yeah, for sure.
Which it wasn't terrible. So. All right, guys, thank you for watching our 150 through 101, our first 50 we've released. Stay tuned for our 100 through 51. And then following, we'll be releasing our 50 through number 1.
Cover 3 Media. Like, subscribe, follow on Instagram, follow on TikTok. Be watching for our reels or day-to-day updates. Be watching for our day-to-day sleeper, our sleeper claims. And just be ready for this fantasy football season. If you want to win, you're watching Cover 3 Media. Cover 3 Media, let's ride.